deep in the heart of London. Past the glitz of Mayfair stands a house so feared, even paranormal investigators hesitate to step inside. They say one room can kill you just by being there. This is not folklore. This is not legend. This is the terrifying true story of 50 Berkeley Square. Part 1, Origins of the house. 50 Berkeley Square is a Georgian townhouse built in the late 1700s during the reign of King George III. At first, the house was no different than any other upper-class home. Elegant, refined, and admired, but not long after its construction, strange things began to happen. Servants would quit suddenly, refusing to explain why. The house would remain cold, even with fires burning, and some claimed to hear footsteps pacing in the upper floors when no one was there. The first clue that something was wrong came. In 1840, a maid was found unconscious in the attic room. When she awoke, she was mute, unable to speak again for the rest of her life. She had been alone. The door was locked from the inside, and yet her eyes told a story of absolute terror. Part 2, The Madman of the Attic. By 1859, the house had been bought by a man named Thomas Myers, once engaged to be married. His bride abandoned him days before the wedding. Crushed, Myers slowly descended into madness. He became a recluse, locking himself in the top-floor attic. Neighbors reported hearing him mumble, laugh, and scream through the night. Some say he began talking to something in the darkness. Others claim he never lived alone. After his death, the room where he had isolated himself was sealed off. For years, no one dared enter, but whatever haunted that room did not leave with him. Part 3, The SAILORS Nightmare. 1887. In 1887, two sailors from HMS Penelope, Edward Blunden and Robert Martin, sought shelter in the abandoned house. It was raining, and they found a way in through the back. They joked about ghosts, choosing to sleep in different rooms. Blunden, unfortunately, picked the attic. That night, Martin heard loud banging, screams, and then silence. When he ran upstairs, the door was jammed. He kicked it open and found the room empty. Blunden was gone. The only trace was blood on the window frame and deep scratch marks on the floor. The next day, Blunden's body was found impaled on the iron railings outside. His eyes were wide open, face twisted in fear. The autopsy found no drugs, no alcohol, only trauma. Martin, he never recovered. He was institutionalized and never spoke a word again. Part 4, Other INCIDNTS. Throughout the 1900s, there were dozens of other reports. A maid claimed to see a ghostly child standing by her bed, weeping blood. A watchman assigned to guard the building shot himself in the basement after reporting a shapeless creature slithering down the stairs. Paranormal researchers reported cold spots, unexplained whispering, and shadow figures moving even in daylight. One investigator described a smell of decay that would follow him for days after entering the house. In every case, the entity, whatever it is, always seems focused on the attic. Part 5, The Entity. What haunts 50 Berkeley Square? There are many theories. Some say it's the ghost of Thomas Myers, forever tormented, driven mad by grief. Others believe it's a demonic presence, older than the house itself. One legend says a girl was tortured and murdered in the attic in the 1700s. Her screams still echoing, but the most terrifying account that the thing inside that room is not human at all, a formless, sentient mass, feeding off fear, waiting in silence for the next visitor. Psychics describe it as an ancient hunger. It doesn't show itself immediately. It waits until you're alone, vulnerable, and then it strikes. Part 6, Modern Day. Today, 50 Berkeley Square still stands. The ground floor is an antique bookshop, but the upper floors remain empty. No one lives there. No one dares to. Visitors have claimed they feel watched the moment they step inside. Some report dizziness, nausea, and overwhelming dread as they approach the stairs. Even ghost tour guides in London refuse to enter the attic room. To this day, the door is kept bolted shut. So what is the truth behind 50 Berkeley Square? Is it just a haunted house or something far worse? If you ever find yourself in Mayfair, standing outside that brown brick building, look up to the top window. You might see something looking back, but whatever you do, don't go inside and never, ever open the attic door. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe for more real horror every week. Sleep tight if you can.